people. It don't matter where you're from, we're all equal. More colors and creed agenda. Races and places, please enter. To the center of the floor, surrender. To the sound of the music and its splendor. I am a party animal, hell yes, to let you know. If you don't already know this, make attention, everybody know this. Cause you were listening to one of acts of kindness. The sound of the words of joy. Every goddamn man, woman, girl, and boy. Just sing it to the beat. And keep it to me now.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you everyone for joining another edition of STAXX.CLUB Live. Got a special guest again for you tonight. Joining us, Shitcoin Sherpa on my left. Thank you guys. Also, Doc in the chat there. Vic, thank you guys for joining us as well. All you guys out there in internet land, I appreciate all the likes and follows and retweets. And please come join us. Say hello. Don't be shy. Sherp, how the hell are you tonight? Good to see you, sir.
I'm doing good, Biff. How are you, man?
Man, I'm fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. Truly, I'm pretty much exhausted, if I'm going to be honest. But man, it's like, you know, kind of one of those tires where I'm just like rolling into taking a week off next week that we're really looking forward to. So we're just trying to like get everything done right now, like hammering stuff home. So that's kind of the mode I've been in this week. But it's going to be nice to just, you know, woosah a little bit tonight, take a deep breath. Markets are kind of shitty right now, so we'll go take a look at a couple of charts, do a kind of more of an old school, you know, stream tonight, just real informal. We'll look at some, you know, a little technical analysis, a little trend analysis. Also, we have some giveaways, some wheels to spin. So, you know, we're gonna keep it light tonight, and whatever we end up talking about, that's what we're gonna end up talking about, Sharp. And I like it like that.
Yeah, real informal. I like it.
So again, these shows are always informal, guys. And tonight, we're not, you know, demoing a specific project. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk about tonight, it's basically, you know, open season. So any, you know, specific symbols, if you want to talk about your favorite shitcoin that's in the toilet right now, if you want to talk about, you know, how your blockchain is better than others, if you want to talk about how you want to beat on your chest and be a maximalist, if you want to talk about 40K looking weak, if we're going to find any support this week, man, let's jump right in here. Let me share this screen. You know, I'm sure Sherpa and I are pretty and everything, but, you know, if you want to talk some shit about some charts, let's talk some shit, right? Let's talk some shit about this thing right here. What is this nasty looking range that we're stuck in again, right? Everybody was so sure we were going to go make new highs, and now we're back at 40K, it seems. 33 or bust. Yeah, no, I don't buy any of that crap. So remember, you know, this is our upward momentum here. Could talk some TA, and you can fucking make fun of me if you want. Sure, jump in anytime, man. I really don't care. So we've been doing this long enough that I know I'm good. Damn it, no. We've been doing this long enough that, like, I also know that this world we're looking at right now between 28,000 and 50,000 is a whole new world for everyone. So again, you know, if you're trading or like looking at Bitcoin or trying to figure some of this stuff out, this is a whole new world for everybody, right? So a lot of people are not sure what's going on, and you know, there's so much more money involved, so many players involved. You know, a lot of, I mean, we're talking about like the Michael Saylors who, you know, I like to challenge some of that stuff because people, you know, blindly believe some things, I guess, that they see and hear on the internet. But again, you know, a lot of people, a lot of hedge funds talking about Bitcoin. Are we going to get a fucking ETF someday? Who knows? Are we going to get these things in our 401ks? Is that bad? Is that good? Is that a logical evolution of Bitcoin? Has Bitcoin been taken over by the US dollar? Sure. What do you think? Just bang. I just like rapid fire.
I mean, I think it's never a good idea to believe in the maximalism of CEOs because they have shareholders to answer to.
CEO maximalism. That's a good take. I agree with you to a certain point. So Michael Saylor does answer to someone else other than Michael Saylor, right? Now again, we're not picking on Michael Saylor, and this is not the anti-Michael Saylor show. Well, hey,
I mean, I am.
Listen, you know, again, I tease myself, and I'm horrible on Twitter sometimes, but
I mean, Sailor Moon is just such a good meme for him, though. It's
let's talk about it. I'm not scared to talk about any of this shit, right? And I goof around about it. We goof around about it. I don't know Michael Saylor. I saw him at the Bitcoin convention. He came out of nowhere a few years ago. MicroStrategy is making a lot of money. They're basically exchanging their stock right now for Bitcoin, I think. We don't really know where his wallets are, right? So can we really verify any of that? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, however much Bitcoin they have, they probably have it partitioned into 20 or more wallets, which is the smart thing for them to do.
Right. And obviously you can't
so
just
nobody's
go
gonna be
disclosing billions of the dollars and, you know, worth of Bitcoin, and you want to have some sort of, you know, obviously there's no fungibility in it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to just go announcing that stuff. So if they're totally, you know,
well, and my understanding is that, you know, they were able to purchase so much Bitcoin because they had never really paid out dividends. They just kind of stockpiled as much cash reserves as they could. And so whenever they went into this space, they bought a lot. But I mean, now they've got a $600 million loan that they have to service at 6% annually. So you're talking $32 million a year that's got to come from somewhere. And the shareholders aren't all maxis. I mean, you may have a lot who are. But,
I can't believe we went right into a deep breath to talking about this. I've been ducking this. I'm not even gonna. You know, I have to be honest, right? So I don't know much about MicroStrategy. I haven't done like an in-depth business analysis of their company, their past, what they actually do for their clients. It was interesting that they were offering things to corporations, basically teaching people how to, you know, purchase Bitcoin, do some of the OTC things that they've done, I guess. But it didn't get a whole lot of reception right off the bat, which is very interesting. Now, clearly their stock price has done well. We can go look at that. They're making money, and they're apparently putting Bitcoin in their reserves. Now, I'm sure that's on their balance sheet, right? So we could like, go look at some of that stuff. But again, I don't want to get too far into like a rabbit hole talking about MicroStrategy. But clearly, if you want to look at a parabolic chart, right, go look at MicroStrategy, right? Oh, that's the crypto chart. I better go actually pull up the correct symbol. What the hell is the symbol for MicroStrategy?
It's like MCRS or something. I was
I was
looking at
just
them
looking at
yesterday.
MSTR, like monster.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it almost becomes like a Bitcoin ETF, by default, if they're putting most of their treasury and even their debt into Bitcoin. So,
Now, this was interesting. I remember we looked at this a long time ago, and that's why I drew this up 543% kind of thing. But since then, their stock has, I don't know if you want to say leveled off, but it kind of found this line where it's trading between, I don't know, some ungodly amount now, 700 and 400. This is actually a really toppy, interesting looking chart now that we've kind of digressed into that. I don't know that too many people are worried about looking at this chart right now, but that doesn't really give me a whole lot of warm and fuzzies just looking at that. Now, again, I know some people sold here, right? This is parabolic. I mean, my God, this thing's gapping up.
yeah.
This is like percentages here. I mean, my God, this is when they were just like, like their shit didn't stink, right?
That looks,
Like
if I'm not
gapping up
mistaken,
18%, in what time frame is this? Hold on.
if I'm not mistaken, that looks right about the same
February.
time that they announced that they were going to be getting a $600 million loan to buy Bitcoin. That looks like pretty much the exact date, which would be really interesting in terms of catalysts.
Yeah, and we can go do some of that TA. And again, all of my ever point was like, listen, if you're into Bitcoin, right? What's some of the golden rules of Bitcoin, right? You've been around a long time, and we're not trashing anybody, right? Because we're a club, we got a lot of people from all over interest. But bro, everybody's like, this thing's going in the toilet. We might actually be looking at support right now in Bitcoin. You guys don't know. But what's the kind of the golden rules of Bitcoin, right? Like, not your keys, not your coins, right? And then what
Right.
else do you hear, right? Like, never trust, always verify. Always verify, never trust, right? So if I can't really verify that Michael Saylor is who he is, or they have genuine interest, or their company, is doing what they're saying they're doing, then why would I trust him because he says stuff on Twitter, or because he, went to the Bitcoin convention that quite honestly was embarrassing, from what I heard in a lot of ways. So, is Bitcoin gotten away from, what it used to be, and now it's 10,000 ahead and we're dealing with hedge fund managers, and that's just what Bitcoin is? I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, sadly, I do feel like a lot of it's been co-opted a bit by Blockstream and the Jack Dorseys and the Michael Saylors and the, Jack Mahlers.
we're going there too now, huh? No, we're going
I
Jack
mean, you know
Dorsey.
me.
We might as well just cover them all. You want to talk about, Jack Dorsey and the blind obsession for like Bitcoin Twitter. But again, I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun thing with Dorsey, is that he seems like he's so all in on Bitcoin as a concept, but he hasn't really been a fan of censorship resistance in the past. I don't know.
So
It's
that's another thing I like to tease people about on Twitter too. No, man, we're gonna get in all kinds of trouble for this show. This was supposed
is
to be a
gonna be
lighthearted show, and now all of a sudden I'm calling out Jack Dorsey.
after you come back from the
Fuck
break,
it.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a hate mail
You know
episode.
what? Let's just get it all out here, right? Here's the thing about Jack Dorsey too, and I want to like some of these tech billionaires. I really do. But I put him in the same bucket as Mark Zuckerberg. And I don't know why they're considered any different. Is it because he wears tie-dye shirts and looks like he goes to fucking festivals? I mean, come on, guys. Like, this is a guy that is a control freak. I mean, he literally
Well, I mean, he's the
is censoring the fuck
prototypical.
out of like the globe currently. And right now, if we get too popular and get too many followers right now, and they don't like what our message is, you just get yanked, right? He takes your voice away from you. Now, again, it's a private company; they can do whatever the fuck they want, right? I totally understand that, but is this the Bitcoin Messiah guy like that
Right.
we should be looking
That's
up
the
to?
whole.
I
It's
don't
talking
know.
out of both sides of your mouth, and that's kind of the whole thing. I mean, the whole Gavin Belson character from Silicon Valley on HBO, that was Jack Dorsey. I
Right.
mean,
And that's what
that's not
I keep hearing that from multiple people. And maybe we need to go pull a clip of that up. I'm gonna for our next show, I'm gonna do like a whole segment on these famous
Oh no, I
celebrities. And
swear
what's
to God.
interesting too, is Sailor, like he hasn't even been around that long. And again, God, I hate to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative, man, but
Well, no, but
let's take a deep
it's
breath. Let's
someone
take a deep breath.
it's someone new to the space who's trying to co-opt it and make it their own, and kind of, we've seen what happens whenever someone becomes Bitcoin Jesus. They turn into Roger Ver. So
Right. They get fireworks charges and the feds indict them and kick them out of the country.
yeah, and sometimes they get out early. I mean, maybe they ratted on some people. Who knows? But point is, they're not Bitcoiners
Man,
anymore. They're not.
we're really going out there tonight. I love it.
That's one of those things not anybody talks about, and for good reason. But
All right, so let's talk about BTC looks like shit. Everybody says this thing's looking like shit. So you know it's going to bounce here. Everyone thinks it's going to, down here. So it's not going to. It'll definitely go bounce. Now, what it'll happen after that, I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and call this 40K support. These lines are old from way back when that we've had on here forever. We haven't really done much charting on Bitcoin, but it is just if this was a bounce, this is a kerflop, and now we're testing the middle of this range. From a TA standpoint, this is good for you, Sharp. So like this is just basic stuff. Like anytime you take a range, a price range, which is kind of this, right? Because you can consider this like top of range, and you consider this support right now, and then you're just kind of looking for the middle, right? Anytime you're kind of looking at the mean or the middle, you're talking about mean reversion, which is very simple mathematics, right? And it's a constant pretty much everywhere in the universe, right? Given all things equal, when you test kind of the upper limit and lower limits of things, natural things occur in nature always want to kind of go back to their equilibrium, which is the middle, right? And price action is no different, especially when it's algorithmic or bot traded, right? Because it's like kind of programmed into some of this stuff. Like, okay, I'm a bot. Well, obviously I have to arbitrage prices and there's a lot of other things in trading and all that, but I'm always going to want to go test the middle. I'm always going to want to go test the mean of a range. Now, again, are we holding support here? Is this it? I don't know. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. And this is a long, a daily chart, obviously on Bitcoin. But this is a long range now that we've been kind of working in here for several months. And from a charting standpoint, just kind of looking at this, I would expect further consolidation. Clear rejection at 50K, so that's a clear line of resistance now. 40K currently being tested, right, as support. And that's all you need to say. If we break 40K, then we're going to look at support down here at 28, 29, right, where we were at before. Done. Let's move on, right? Unless you guys want to go look at something specific. I don't do predictions. That's what we never do. Unless they're like wild ones. But
yeah.
again, we try to do objective analysis, and kind of look at both sides of the, whatever situation we're looking at. If you look at this kind of weekly, it really actually doesn't look that bad. It looks like this momentum might continue up. These don't look so great though.
I've got an alt chart I would like you to look at. I haven't, just out of curiosity, I haven't looked at them in like a year. So
yeah, if I can pull it up on TradingView, I will. What are we looking at?
Yeah, it's SNTVT.
Here, let me just go pull up a new one. SN
TVT, Centivate.
Yeah, that one's not on TradingView. Wah, wah,
Yeah, it
wah.
figures. Yeah, they're mostly on KuCoin and stuff, but
Could probably go pull that up on KuCoin though. I have a KuCoin account somewhere. If you really
yeah,
want me to go
yeah.
look at it, I will.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I'm just interested to see what they're doing.
All right.
I usually know about the fundamentals more than I know about what price is doing with any of these.
Let me write it down and we'll go back to it. What is it again?
All right. SNTVT, Centivate.
I like looking at fossils and stuff like that too. Prediction moon pump minus 3100. You know, I haven't even looked at ETH. I'm sure it looks like garbage too. The entire market looks soft and garbagey, but you know, things change quickly. Yeah, ETH is testing this support level 2800 ish. Litecoin I was all excited about. I really thought we were gonna move up to, and it didn't, you know, it just flat out didn't. Now the Dow has been, you know, kind of ugly too. Are these correlated? I don't know, but you know,
That's always
that's
been the
definitely
theory, though.
bringing it down, right? Well, there's still risk off, and people need to understand that too. And anytime you're in a risk off situation, which is what the traditional markets are in right now, there's going to be some risk off in Bitcoin too. There's correlation right now. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not asking, right? I'm telling people that like there's definitely correlation in these markets still. So this is a clear trend line, you know, and it's clearly broken now, right? So this is usually a warning sign, or when the Fed decides to go ahead and pump $9 trillion more and let's fucking spin the roulette wheel and party on, right? I don't know, we'll see, but it's kind of, you know, from an overall standpoint, what we're looking at in larger markets. So we did kind of break our uptrend, if you want to call it that. Also, why we saw a lot of sell-offs in the market. Tesla is actually doing pretty good. This was one of those ones where we looked at around 680. If I want to own a stock, Tesla is not a bad play, but it's so hard to buy it when it's this high up in price.
Man, I have made like maybe 2 stock calls in 4 years in crypto, and told everybody like fucking February or March, like to check into Novavax, and that crap 4x'd, which is stupid for stocks.
I got all excited about marijuana stocks too. I started buying some of this MJ alt harvest, and I keep buying the dip, and it just keeps on dipping, bro. So if you were following any of that, or you're looking at marijuana stocks right now, they're just not doing well, and I don't have much to explain to you on that other than
because number 46 is Andy Griffith, and he doesn't like the marijuana.
apparently the powers that be don't think we're getting legal marijuana in the United States anytime soon, which is probably why the stock's in the shitter. But hey, you know, I also see trends, and I see the trends of people consuming marijuana products and alternative harvest and CBD oils, and the list goes on and on and on about hemp and, you know, all the other things for medicinal marijuana. So I see that as a
Not
business.
for nothing,
Yeah.
As a businessman, have you seen like THC 0 and all that crap? Like that one's legal as crap, even in states like where I'm at in the backwoods that don't allow anything, and it's 3 times as powerful as Delta 9, I believe. I mean, it's wild.
No doubt in my mind that the marijuana industry will take off someday. I just don't know what. And, you know, and when you're trying to time things like stocks, or, you know, that would require a pretty big change in some sort of federal, you know, laws, obviously, too. But anyway, you know, I digress. We don't need to go too far in there, but I just wanted to kind of point that out. Like, listen, hey, we're a club. We look at all kinds of shit here. Don't be afraid, you know, like we're not gonna bite your head off if you want to go look at some stock or a symbol or whatever, right? Like investing is investing in a lot of ways is the same when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies and or you know, traditional stocks. There's a lot of similarities, quite honestly. There's also a lot of differences, you know, especially in cryptocurrency. You can get your head ripped off so much quickly, or, you know, so more efficiently, much more efficiently.
Yeah,
Man, I can't talk either.
I mean, you're really right, though. I mean, like a few minutes in like Wall Street Bets or some of these penny stock groups and everything, and you really get a feel for even fundamentals and just what it means to stock a company and figure out what they're doing on the daily and where they're headed. I mean, TA, FA, PA doesn't matter. It all, kind of works once you learn it in one market.
That one's not on there either, Vic. So it's only what's on TradingView. This is a free account too, so I don't know if that matters. But I'm looking pretty bad. I'm over too. I'm like simple grab token. I don't know what you guys are throwing some eyeballs at me. I'm not sure what exchange that one looks up, but I will go look that up for you. That might be on KuCoin too. Yeah. Let's go, go through the list here anyway. I mean, most of these tokens are gonna look pretty much the same. Obviously everything's been beat down quite a bit
There's
recently.
so many tokens, and now it seems like every NFT is launching their own token. I have friends who are like, "Hey, have you seen this token?" It's like, no, there's 400,000 tokens now. I have seen 40 of them.
A lot of there's a lot of, I think, saturation in the NFT markets in general, and the buyers have disappeared on certain things. A lot of the focus, though, is still on the big, like, blue chip, punks and some of these big, huge projects and stuff that are attracting a lot of money and volume.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the same thing you see in coin markets or, older token markets and everything. It's always the blue chips first, but it's like, I mean, there's probably some gems in here. There's definitely some factors you could look at to get in before they turn into punks or apes.
Well,
Like,
that's actually, yeah, no, that's a good point, right? Do you think that I've seen some debates on this. Do you think, and I was Dilemma and I were actually talking about that. Do you think a punks collection that technically is not really the first of anything on Ethereum, other than a collection to like really become super popular and obviously have a community around it, but they don't really, there's not like an actual community that's doing something from like a centralized, plan that I'm aware of. Do you know? Actually, that would be a good question for you, Mayor.
that's
Do they have
like,
something going on? Like, is there like an actual punks community that you can join and they're doing stuff, or is it really
that's my
just
understanding. I mean, I am priced out of those
me
bigger groups,
too? And that's
but
funny. We were talking about that too. I don't know if he's still on, but
yeah, I had seen a lot of the newer millionaires who've made it off of punks or off of Bored Apes and everything. And it does seem like there's a community and they're all kind of fracturing off and doing their own projects, but they're getting support and retweets from people who are part of that community. So it's
this is what I did. I literally just did punks, and I was looking at it like Polygon, COVID, 3D, Doge punks, imposter punks, Taliban punks. Now, actually, these are some of the ones that I even follow, and I like Taliban punks and imposter punks. But they have, I get it that punks have inspired this whole generation of NFTs, and in a lot of ways, a lot of what's going on, right, in some of these markets and industries, and on Ethereum especially, right? The question I guess I have is it gonna hold the blue chip value, right? Are some of these punks gonna be worth the millions and millions of dollars or whatever worth Ethereum? Or are they going to peak out, right? What's your opinion?
Well, I think with NFTs, it really is about the community. And so long as these guys are able to network within that community and get more value out of that than they would get out of selling, they're going to stick with it. There is definitely something to be said about having, a few hundred other millionaires and everything who have tens of thousands of followers all in the same group and all backing each other on everything they do. That's why you saw a lot of success with, some of the Punk or Ape founder projects that splintered off into Solana and other chains. Trippy Bunny Tribe or whatever is one example. I know that was a Bored Ape, millionaire.
Right. Hang
And
on just
so,
a second. I pulled up Grab Token. I can't really pull up a chart on that, Vic, or I would, but maybe I can pull up something on one of these exchanges. But again, if they're tokens that are like on Pancake Swap and smaller exchanges, I might not be able to pull charts on them. Sorry, Sherp, didn't mean to interrupt there. Continue.
no, you're good. No, I was just saying, I think that there's a lot more value that they can get out of that because, future projects leveraging all of the connections and the network versus what they could get from selling that one NFT.
Right.
So as long as that's the case, I think that a lot of these, wealthier guys are going to hold just because they're making so much more money off of that network.
If here's the way I looked at it too. Like some of these guys own a lot of these, or have got lucky, or have done very well, and have traded or sold, or let's just put it this way: they're not hurting for money. I mean, if you want to go out and follow this bot, like literally, you can kind of watch some of these sales, but it's getting pretty ridiculous, or it's beyond ridiculous now. But it's all matter of relativity too. I don't mean to say ridiculous like in a bad thing. I celebrate this. I really do, because I celebrate anything that's outside of the circus that has become our real financial system. I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it. So like,
Right.
I don't hate on any of this. Like, I think it's great, honestly. I from a
I think
personal
it's
standpoint.
making a meme out of traditional finance.
Exactly, and I'm all
that's what
for
I can
that.
support.
I'm all for that. Now, the question is, and I posted this vote though, knowing all of that, and even what we just talked about, and will there be some value? Clearly, there's a lot of value in this Punks collection. If I give you a chance at 250 grand right now, right? Are you taking a floor Punk? Are you taking, say, 6 Bitcoin? Or are you taking, the cash, right?
I
Most
think
people are taking the cash.
Right, and I think that that's short-sighted. I think that one thing that you do see in NFTs that you haven't really seen in any other market, you started to see it with tokens and the tribalism and everything with coins, but think about it this way, like putting it back to the tulip bubble and everything. If
Sure.
every one of those expensive tulip owners had gotten together and said, all right, well, we're going to support each other's businesses and business ventures and this and that, and it's going to be an exclusive thing where you're getting all of these benefits and this network of other fucking spotted tulip holders, that bubble might not have burst quite as quickly.
True.
And that's what we're seeing in NFTs.
And the
Is
nature
it's
of
more about
NFTs
community.
is to hold them, right? It's not to necessarily trade them or flip them. However, they can be traded and flipped, and they certainly can be market cornered or whatever you want to call it, right? Like where a few individuals with a lot of leverage, right, can corner markets or drive markets up and down, and or especially when a collection of NFTs only has 1,000 or 10,000 in it, right? That's not very many items,
That's a
vehicles, right?
very, very good point. Like I had just posted maybe a week ago about, if you look back at like Wolong and the game of deception, that is so much easier to do with NFTs because you're talking about 10,000 or less supply.
Go look at OpenSea. I haven't even like peeked at OpenSea today, but I know that's where everybody's at. It's interesting too, like how OpenSea just became so popular. We were talking about that, and there are plenty of other marketplaces that are on Ethereum, and you know, I don't. It's in OpenSea just kind of went through that thing with I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name too, but he basically got, fired for like
Right.
insider.
What
I mean, this
wasn't
stuff.
that Nate
Yeah,
Chastain?
Nate.
Yep.
This
He
stuff
took
keeps
a
getting
bullet.
better and better, man. We got to mention that, right? That's like that's
I
pretty
mean,
pretty current.
I find it.
If you hadn't heard, yeah, he got fired. It's pretty
Yeah,
current events.
I honestly find it really, really hard to believe that OpenSea was clueless to what he was doing. I mean,
Well,
I don't
it's the
know.
wild wild west, man. Like who'd ever thought that this company, again, maybe they did, but the meteoric run that they've had in volume, right, and increase and just, craziness that's been in the last 6 months or a year even, I don't think anyone really could have predicted. So
Well, do you remember Rare Bits? Like those fuckers missed the game by about a year.
well, there's other ones out there. Yeah, Rari, Rareable. Again, like that one actually still does pretty well. There's definitely other marketplaces out there on F. But it just seems like OpenSea just kind of,
Well,
again.
Rare Bits was right in the days of Crypto All Stars and all that stuff, but they were the first one I think that really let you easily make your own like ERC 721, and so I mean you really saw an explosion there, but nobody gave a crap about NFTs after Kitties kind of died down.
Right. I don't, people are gonna ask me about that too. The fluctuation of prices right now is not helping anything in the NFT market. So if you're an artist, and you've just come in recently and you're kind of struggling with sales, I think it's more about um relating to your audience and or your community and supporters rather than trying to be the next crypto punks. So just kind of remember that, right? Because like I hate calling things fads or like, saying, um, you know, quote unquote copy punks or the kind of the hate that I hear people saying about projects right now shouldn't stop, anybody from doing whatever it is they want to do from a creative standpoint. Um, I'm just I'm just kind of saying like maybe you need to keep your expectations in check and like we've been saying, like community is everything, man. It really is. And if you want to create a community and, do the things that are awesome using cryptocurrency, NFTs, all of the different tools we have now to integrate music and art and artists. And I mean, literally, like, the metaverse is your oyster, right? From a community standpoint, there's a lot of amazing things that we can be doing. But that takes effort, right? It takes time and effort and people that buy into. Uh, probably a good time to stop there and say thank you very much to, right? Really appreciate all the support. I mean, our Twitter has over 3,000 followers now, which we didn't even really celebrate. Let's pump us up a little bit here too, Sherp, because this crew's been doing some pretty amazing stuff out there. And a lot of our crew doesn't get as much recognition as they really deserve. And I know I try to be kind of that voice now, but we really appreciate it. You and the mayor and Doc and everybody in this chat and, all the artists that we've worked with and have supported us in the past and we will continue to support. Um, that's what's special about our community. That's what I love about it. No matter what happens, we've already been a success, so kind of like it's just like cream on the, cream on the top now, right? Like icing on the top.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like I can't see the chat. I don't know what anybody else is asking about, but
Oh, I've been calling out stuff. They're
oh,
getting they got quiet on it. I looked at Grad Token. Basically, everybody was just complaining about how bad it looks, which is probably why it's gonna bounce and everything will, get green again.
oh yeah. Well, I
Miami
mean,
crypto's coming up too. This is November. Talking about experiences and getting together with other crypto people and nerding it up. Come join us in Miami, November 10th through 12th. Super hyped up about that. Um, But that's not, just the only thing that's going on or the last thing. It's just the thing we're kind of working on right now. So if it's not our community, if you can't go to that one, find something in your local community, or find something online you can participate in. There's so many different things to get involved in now. We just keep saying that over and over again. If it's not us, find somebody. Find a group of people to go hang out with, to go learn from, to kind of act as a collective, help each other out, learn things from each other. It's how
Yeah,
all of us
honestly,
got here.
exactly. I mean, the thing that people don't realize about crypto is no one person can watch every end of the market. I mean, there are so many niches inside this market. It's insane. And I mean, in 2017, I mean, I hooked up with a decent group. And so we had 20, 30, 40 people all the time, checking out different ends of the market and saying, hey, have you seen this? And, that's honestly invaluable. Um,
Doc was asking, what's your take on NFTs and like the direction of the market? Like, do you think utility is going to be involved? Are we looking at like gaming? Like, kind of what's your take on? It seems like, in some ways we have kind of almost like the NFT market was like no one knew what NFTs were, right? And it was just like kind of this cool, like, small group of people that were artists and sharing things, and the games kind of were jumping in, and everything was really new and raw and fresh for several years. And then just all of a sudden this year, shit has exploded, right? And now there's been this like flood of everything, not just art, but like games and questionable projects and things that may or may not exist in the future, but people are still buying, NFTs for, right? And myself included. Um, it's almost like the same ICO craze, like you kind of feel,
exactly.
right? Like,
It is the same ICO craze. That's the beauty of crypto, is that every 3 or 4 years we get something new to play with. And for the first year or so, we create so much dog shit with the new technology.
you said
Um,
that, but
I did.
there's
I
definitely
did.
been just a flood of stuff on all of the networks, on all of the markets. There's NFTs coming out the yin yang, and everybody's trying to get you to look at their shit now. And I love, you guys and entrepreneurs, and again, keep beating it up, keep grinding. If we can help you with your business, and you're legit out there, obviously reach out to us. That's what we do. Here's the button, just hit it. But
The most important
but
thing
yeah,
is
go
just
Sherp,
keep
go.
building. Keep fucking building, because the
Yes.
things from 2017 that kept building for the 4 years, in between then and now, they're popping off now. And they've been popping off all year because they kept building the whole dang time. I mean,
Yeah.
the Polygon
Build during
Matic,
bear
the
markets.
Solanas, and all of this crap. You know,
Are we going to talk
I
about
can't.
Solana? Do you want to go there? Oh God. I
Yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
might
I
as well.
got
We've covered
something.
everything else. We might as well talk about Bill Pulte too. He's like one of my other favorite guys. Um, so yeah, so here we called the bounce and it's already bounced. So clearly we're mooning now. So you can thank Sherp and Biff for getting on the stream, and calling the
We'll save it.
bounce. Saved
We're doing
all
our
your
part.
saved all your asses again, right? Saved all of your asses. You want to flash up your Bitcoin wallet for tips? They won't. They won't even send you anything. Cheap bastards.
I know, right? I should have had a Ripple wallet, honestly. That was
Ripple. Oh, am I laughing? I forgot.
oh,
We're
Solana,
really gonna. We're
dude.
really
I'm
gonna go.
trying
Are we
to.
going Solana or not? Do we need to look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
any
yeah. Let me
charts?
do that before I trigger any more hate mail.
Okay.
DMs closed, guys. So Solana is something I've been looking at for ages. I had told my sister to wait for their supply increase. I think it was in January or February, to see, what the price did. She got in about $2, and she's 100x by now, so she thinks I'm a god.
You're the
I did.
greatest thing ever.
I know, and she's like, "Oh, you're a millionaire by now." It's like, no, dude, I day trade.
Whoops.
I had so much Solana and was swing trading it, and then I got priced out because it went parabolic. So no, you're doing much better than me. But Solana is great because it's the first chain that can achieve what it can in terms of TPS without sharding or without a whole bunch of other crap.
When you say TPS, I immediately think Office Space, but continue. TPS reports. We're going to need those TPS reports.
Yeah, man. So I think what happened the other day is they had capped out at like 400K transactions per second. And from my understanding, that's a problem that they were aware of, already had a fix in the pipeline for. It's just most of the nodes hadn't updated yet. And so anyway, basically what it was is every time you confirm a block, a validator would have to send a transaction. And so every block was, another transaction. And whenever you're capping out because of IDOs and NFT minting and all that other crap, that was way more bloat than they could actually take. And so you had a lot of people updating to the new one too, but they have to be at 80%. So they ended up shutting down the chain temporarily. And that was a vote by the validators. I mean, it wasn't Solana centralized saying shut it down. It was the validators held a vote.
Do you want me to go pull something up on screen? Is there like anything that I should be looking at? I mean, that's a lot of information. Clearly you've done some research.
Yeah, I was watching it most of that day, and it's really interesting because you had all these Ethereum people who were talking crap, and it's like, man, you guys had a consensus break like 2 weeks ago whenever you did that London upgrade, and you just kept chugging along. And if that had broken out the wrong way, people could have lost billions of dollars.
Right.
So, the
I shouldn't be laughing. Why is this funny? We're normalizing 90% losses and $1 billion worth of, and like hacks and like all this stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
part of it.
It's the beauty of the Wild West, man.
Does anything surprise you anymore? It's like, no,
not really.
Another chain. This super popular chain just stopped working. Dialogue.
Nothing surprises me because every day there's 10 things that should surprise me. Like just yesterday, I think there was one project that Exit scammed, and they said, yeah, I've run out of Adderall and coding is hard, so I'm donating all of your money to a charity that helps fight malaria in Africa. So feel good.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. I didn't even show this wheel. We got this wheel to spin. Look at this thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. That's the rabbit hole one. I'm gonna change gears on you there. Hang on a second. Let me share something here. Get some more.
But
here. I didn't even know you had a dog. Was it a dog?
No, my roommate's got one.
Oh. Well, that's why I didn't know, I guess. You got a coworker over there?
What's that?
I said you got a coworker?
Oh no, got a roommate.
Do you want to go look at something specific, or while you're doing some taming there, do you want me to spin these wheels?
I'm not sure exactly what you could pull up on Solana. Like basically the last part of that.
Did they do something? Yeah, did they like do something about that whole? I mean, it's been that long. Did they write something?
The validators had basically chosen to stop the chain while everyone got updated to the fix. And with Solana, you have to wait until you have 80% consensus. That's one of their fail safes against breaking consensus like ETH so often does. And so things couldn't really start back up till you hit that 80%. But we hit that, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning that day. So all in all, it could have been worse.
Okay. I was gonna say, do you know of like an article or something that you should have wrote an article? Clearly, you did all the the digging.
Yeah, that's my problem is I go crazy on digging into this
Well,
stuff, and then I just
at least you
fire
kind
off
of,
some tweet storms.
yeah, I keep talking over you. At least you kind of got it on this video stream, so you can, segment that part out if you want to. Or we could talk more about it if anyone's interested in the actual, nuts and bolts of what happened to that
Yeah,
Solana breakdown.
it's so much interesting stuff though. I mean, that's what I'm talking about is that was just one event that day, and there was so much other crap going on that was just insane.
Now you've
But I mean,
actually had more experience with the using the chain and the actual products than I do, and you said you actually like quite a bit of this stuff.
oh yeah, I love Solana. Like their biggest issue is that their supply is really, really centralized right now, and obviously it takes some pretty expensive hardware to be a validator. But I mean, I've spun up, Solana nodes and Serum Dex front end and all that, and it's kind of groundbreaking stuff. Serum was the first, Dex front end that pretty much anybody could go into the open source crap, follow the directions, and have their own Dex ready to go and add markets that they wanted, and even, get some of the trading fees out of that. So it kind of, I really feel like it opened up the exchange space, at least on Solana, and more so once they got the Ethereum bridge working.
How old is this project? Do you know?
I'm not
I
sure
mean, is this like
exactly.
pre 2017 or like?
I don't think it's quite that old. I'm not sure exactly when it started. I really started digging into it early, or probably about the middle of last year.
I'll take that as a follow up because now I'm kind of curious. I really don't know much about Solana. I just, I've seen people kind of talk about it, and I've seen obviously people do well on holding the token, and I'm happy for those people, but I really don't know much about the actual project, so we'll have to do a
Yeah,
little digging.
it's a really interesting project. I mean, you can do a lot faster stuff with delegated proof of stake in general, as we've seen with a lot of other, 2017 chains. But as far as I know, they're the first that's gotten the transactions per second nearly that high without sharding or, anything else that really, really screws up the
What about
block,
like
blockchain
NFTs
trilemma.
or like marketplaces or like what kind of apps or that kind of thing?
Yeah, they have Digital Eyes and they have Solon Art. Uh, those are the two big markets for Solana NFTs.
Pat said
And
it's not old. Pat says it's actually just the last year, so it's only a couple years old.
oh wow, I got in
Well, if
earlier than
you're
I thought.
4 or 5 years old, you're now a relic in
Yeah,
cryptocurrency, and literally.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I got in earlier than I thought. If only I'd helped. That's that's the story of my existence in blockchain. But nah, I love Solana. I think give it another 2 years and I would not be surprised if, the price is essentially where we're seeing Ethereum now, just because the supplies are similar and what you can do is basically the same stuff but better. Their main issue is that everybody in crypto has been using Solidity for 4 years and they're using Rust. So they're, having to onboard developers and everything, but they've done a decent job of it.
if only the mayor was here to argue with you about.
I
He's
know, I
been
know.
he's
He
been
loves Solana.
defending Ethereum a lot lately, but hey, he's also doing a lot of work with a lot of awesome projects.
I I
Like
don't
Chiptos, actually, I
disagree
should
with
mention
him
that.
entirely. Solana does have issues. I do think that a hedge in Matic and Polygon is probably a smart move. But I'm very much, blockchain agnostic. Um, if I like the tech, if I like what something's doing, as long as it's not BSV, I'll check it out. So
The mayor just executed the Chiptos giveaway and gave away at Chiptos, which is like going for a couple F. So, that
yeah,
was a hell of a nice giveaway.
I think the floor on that means it was about a 10K giveaway, something like that.
All right, here it is right here.
I mean,
That's gorgeous too.
it is a gorgeous piece of art or a used car. However you want to treat it.
Dude, yeah, we got to do the whole thing with Gapper, and it was just like amazing to watch. I mean, they literally just, like the first one, they went to a store and literally just bought stuff and kind of created something like a physical. But
Yeah.
what they did after that to like render these images and blew up computers, and the amount of processing power to even like render an image like this that they're using is pretty amazing. So hats off to these
Oh, I
guys, man.
bet.
It's a super cool project. Again, what we were kind of tying, we could tie that into what we were talking about before, right? Like, so let's go out to their website so we can actually look at them. These are inspired by punks, right?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God. Those really are gorgeous.
They're
The
amazing.
detail that they've got on them is just mind blowing.
They're amazing. And some of them are more rare than others. Like, we learned some of that stuff, some of their traits. So you can, go out to their site and kind of check some of that stuff out. I think so it kind of showed some of their, this is Cam Taylor's work. So he's kind of the design guy. And then, showed their original work and kind of how this whole thing came to be. And the story is great too, because this original design, was a framed physical 1 of 1, and he had like a big one like this, and then like a couple of small ones. And the original kind of pitch, and it was at like an event, a gala, I think he said NFT gala, like crypto gathering, and this one didn't even sell, like the big one, which is probably worth, who knows now, right? Like this has been a very popular collection, successful. They've got like a community DAO share involved now. Like this is actually something really cool, and a collector ended up buying it from the artist outright, like kind of quietly for like, I think he said like a couple ETH, or it might even been 1 ETH, and it's worth at least 10 now, right? I mean,
Oh,
a
yeah.
collector would throw some ETH at that for sure. Just a super cool story. Him and Cam partnering up, meeting each other at one of these events. And then look at the level of detail on these things. I mean, it's just wild. And they're 100% computer generated. So, it kind of goes into some of the stories about the level of detail on some of these images. But, this is a project that is fun, right? It's fun to talk about. It's fun to look at. And when you go out to OpenSea, and look at these, these are not JPEGs. And again, I'm not trying to flame JPEGs or punks or anything like that. But this is real art. These guys had to render these images. It took, hours and hours and hours of time on some of these. So, I put that in a different category, and then we're talking about NFTs with utility and games and a lot of things that are available to consumers these days. Somebody
This
just
feels
go ahead.
this feels like one of the NFTs that would probably end up breaking the screen on OpenSea. Like, have you seen those where they're rendering so many MP4s with high friggin' quality?
Yeah, this is
that
Chipdos on
It just starts
OpenSea. I
breaking.
wanted to show the actual like rendered images too, because they're just so cool.
Like,
There's only 512 of them.
I know Proof of Work NFT does that, where you can't even scroll because it's just breaking OpenSea the amount that they're having to display.
Look at that. And it's
Oh,
see-through. This one's see-through, which I
Yeah.
love. Oh God, it's gorgeous. But remember, guys, when you're talking about, if you've never worked with 3D modeling or like rendering images, like we're still in the Jurassic Park of like, modeling and 3D rendering and images, and like you have to have a high-end machine to even do this kind of art, to produce this. So again, not just JPEGs.
Yeah.
I said that like 40 times. Anything else you want to look at while we're on that chip? I wanted to just give a shout out to those guys though. And I know the mayor worked really hard on that. Love Chiptos, love the mayor. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Chiptos. They're gonna release some more in the future. So we'll definitely keep an eye on those guys and make sure to, publicize any events, or if they have a new mint or a new drop, we'll make sure to talk about that as well. Are we done with Sol for now? We're done. We'll let Solana relax for a little while. No, we're not. We're not making any Solana price predictions. We looked at the chart. Clearly in consolidation.
I'll make some Solana price predictions.
You want to? Solana to $28,000 by when?
So, I mean, next week feels conservative.
Let's look at it. Is this going to be the support level? It kind of looks like that's more of a resistance level. So here's another level on it. Let's pull up a weekly. You're in my way. I'm going to move you over here. I mean, there's really not a whole lot. It's a pretty parabolic run. So, anytime you do these massive upswings, there's going to be retraces. This looks like the zone that you're like concerned about if you're holding this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're holding from down here and you haven't taken some profit by now, I don't know what to tell you, but it's not a great looking look from this standpoint. Now, is it going to bounce off here and go that way? Sure. I don't know. I mean, this is like the first time I've really looked at this chart. I really don't know much about the actual market cap or where it falls. We can go look real quick.
I know in terms of
the first review I've actually done on Sol like ever. I know that other people cover it. I kind of like doing that though. I mean, I evaluate everything pretty much the same way. Knowing you and having you kind of talk to me about some of this stuff is helpful too. But where that thing says 6 ranking, like can't be right. Why does it say rank 6? Market cap.
They're leaving somebody out. Probably Hex.
38 billion? Yeah. Okay. Where is it on? It's actually pretty large market cap though. I mean, it's hard to throw these numbers around and say what's big and what isn't anymore, but when you're kind of thinking in terms of market caps now, you have to kind of think in terms of Bitcoin as a $1 trillion market cap. I mean, we're cruising around 800 right now on a downswing. So got to kind of keep that into perspective now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess whenever the government can throw $9 trillion around like it's nothing, then, a $1 trillion market cap isn't so big.
Well, that's also a trend that'll continue as well. Oh, God, I'm blind.
Right.
Coin market cap has changed a lot. I don't use this site anymore. They changed.
No, me either, since Binance bought it.
It's pretty nice actually now.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty steep rise up the ranks of. Well, I guess I haven't really followed it. I mean, has Solana always been ranked this high in market cap? I mean, that's a pretty large project, top 10 right now. I mean,
no, I mean, it was really low price until the emissions changed, like I said, about February, and then you started to see it kind of go parabolic and everything. You've had NFTs and more projects releasing over there. And people are starting to see that, if you can just get over from solidity to rust, it's kind of a lot more effective than Ethereum in a lot of ways.
All right. Well, I mean, everything you said sounds great, and I know I need to do. I like to do the TA like this, but I like to do the FA. I like to get in there, touch stuff. I want to play with it before I kind of
Yeah,
make
that's my
some
thing.
stuff from pure TA. Not knowing any of that stuff, not caring about what anyone thinks about Sol or how heavy their bags are. This is what I look at. Here it is, the daily, right? Is a 4 hour looking like it's got support? Maybe. These are money flows, so these are volume weighted, kind of strength index. So I could say that could look like it's rounding and flirting with this line here, but um, this 130 line is clearly a line that held as support, and right now we're trading underneath it, which is a
Right.
concern, right, from a technical standpoint. So until it breaks above it and confirms it as support, I'm concerned. When I pull up the daily, which is more weight from the 4 hour, this is a concern, right? This is a nosedive still on my volume weighted money flow, right? So this is a relative strength index with the volume included. Now, I don't usually look at volume on charts, but the volume is decreasing, the weight is decreasing, and the momentum is down, right, on the daily. We don't need
Right.
to look at a weekly on this because it's gonna get all skewed and stuff anyway. But from a pure fucking TA analysis, I dropped the F bomb on there too. If I was looking to get in this, I'd probably be watching this 130 level. Can we regain, this level, and we're gonna go party on? From this standpoint, though, before this hits here and rounds out, before this starts making a change, it could easily be down back in here, guys. So just
Yeah, not a TA
don't
guy
yeah,
by any means,
just
but
understand that this is a possibility, right?
yeah.
So I'm not
I
trying to
mean,
scare anybody.
my sister was like, "Oh my God, it's up near 200. Should I buy more?" And it's like, not unless it dips below 100 again, because that's kind of where I would be looking to start buying back in or buying more for her.
I like to use these. I like to use these visuals because it makes things a little easier when you're trying to kind of show some of this stuff. Basic TA. This is just literally a squeeze momentum indicator. So you want to see these things start rounding off before you start, you know, deciding that you're looking at a trend change, because clearly the trend is down now, right? We made this
Right.
parabolic run. We're down. We're searching for support. We do not know where this level is. And are you going to start catching knives, or guessing? Uh, if you want to start, dollar cost averaging or whatever, great. But again, whatever your trading strategy is, all that stuff, we can help you with that stuff too. So let's move right along, shall we?
Absolutely.
Anything else you guys want to look at? Very cool. Oh, yep, no problem. Thank you, bro Vic. Again, that's Vic. Always got to give him a shout out too. Go out and follow Vic, Anon V Digital. Man, he's been a great friend of ours. One of the original supporters of Golden Stacks. Great artist, has his own enterprises. Easy to go out there and jump in his Telegram. It's been huge in the wax community. The list goes on and on and on and on. This guy literally started off. He lives in Indonesia. We don't speak the same language. He started off working and building NFTs on his phone, on his mobile phone, and made enough money to buy a laptop, start creating his own artwork, expand out his business. Now he's supporting his family with it. Love this kind of stuff. Sure. Love these
Yeah.
kind of stories, buddy.
Well, I mean, that's the whole nature of a borderless space, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
it is, sir.
kind of the cream rises to the top, and you start to see that people with all these great skill sets exist in areas where they couldn't make money before, and now they can.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Speaking of, let's continue right along and spin these wheels. the hunt for Philos off. So that's been the big promo we did just kind of recently. Again, we always promote Rabbit Hole, but One Rabbit Hole are our partners, have been forever as well. Please go out and follow them. Check out their website. Check out their collections. The last conglomerate project they did was so underrated. You're talking about one of the most underrated projects on Wax. And I'm not just saying that. These are my friends. And look at this artwork. This is the guy we're looking for. If you find the number one, you also get 500 wax. Pow, pow, pow. Which even down right now is trading at 20 cents. So you're talking about 100 bucks. 100 bucks in your pocket. And, you know, sweet NFT. We're giving away a gold pack. So all you had to do is follow and comment Philos off. And the gold pack will be sent out. This is just the Twitter promo. So here's basically everybody on that bad boy. So we got quite a few people in there, over 170 people, I think, or something like that. On this wheel, we're going to spin that. And what that's going to be is basically to just make sure that we had fair play there. We will grab the first name tonight and we'll reach out to that person. We'll give them 24 hours to respond to confirm the rabbit hole pack via DM out on Twitter. So make sure to keep your DMs open or be looking for that. We'll also tag you on Twitter and, you know, make sure you claim. If no one claims it, though, we're going to grab somebody else in 24 hours. So that's how that's going to work. Any questions, Sherp?
Nope.
We also have NFT draft pack to give away. This is a promo pack. We've been doing one of those every week. This is just so cool too. Also on Wax, fantasy football, using NFTs to represent the player positions. And then that kind of adds a new dimension to fantasy football on the blockchain. Super fun. NFT drafts is freaking just like one of these, you know, great projects that I can tell is a diamond in the rough already. So make sure you go check that out. And then the last one is the NFT Rex, which is Pete the Creator. Again, one of our favorite creators and artists on Wax. The list goes on and on about all these just awesome, amazing people that we have run into and love to support. So let's get some wheels spun without further ado. We'll spin the Pete one first. Get our winner there. For the NFT Rex pack, this is a generative 1 of 1. And we'll get that one. I like how you put the hearts on there too, Pat. Again, thank you for joining as well, Pat. If you guys don't know Patrick, he's in our Telegram as well, one of our moderators, another unsung hero in Golden STAXX family. I'm just going to send this out right away. Not even going to mess around because I've got this right up on my wallet. Congratulations. I don't know that there was a name on this wallet, so it's just KKYQYW Wham. When you're filling out the forms, that's why we just kind of put name on there as well. But if you want to remain anonymous, that's cool too. We don't care. All right, and those are what those packs look like, and the gold T-Rex, which is super awesome. This is my little guy in this wallet, so we'll get that one sent out right away. Kind of show how easy this is. Wallet. We'll just confirm that, and we'll just say, you know, winner chicken dinner. Bang. Congratulations again. And make sure you open that NFT Rex pack and show that thing off, because those are a lot of fun. Excuse me. Moving right along, NFT draft pack. This one is the promo pack that are actually on Wax, I think, going for about $5. But if you haven't checked out NFT draft, again, I I know this is going to be one of those projects. If you're into football, if you're not, it's easy to learn. Set up a lineup every week, and then you're basically just going by fantasy points based on the position. There's lots of videos out there. Our friend Maddie Daddy is out there doing these videos as well. So just go check those out. We did a whole show on this. It's real easy to set up the lineup, but this is really new. So you're really in on the ground floor on this. They also just opened up the blend today. So you can blend, I believe it's 10, any 10 commons, and you're gonna get the next rarity up. So that just started. Any questions about that, let us know. This is definitely one I've been having a lot of fun with too. And they're giving tons of wax away in these. Football is hard. Yeah, well, it's hard to learn, especially if you kind of don't understand what it is and the stats. But that's what's kind of cool about cryptocurrency and all this stuff too. Like, even if you never participated in American football, you can kind of learn some of this stuff, right? And I guarantee there's going to be other stats-based leagues, soccer, really any sport like that, golf, tennis, etc. Becomes a little bit more fun and exciting when you add a little. Congratulations to you as well. Becomes a little bit more fun when you can add a little, extra, incentive or something to trade or banter or bragging rights. That kind of stuff's just fun too. So let me get that promo pack out right away. We'll just do it right here on stream while I have all you guys. Really not that hard too either. If you haven't played around with these wallets, Wax is, it's easy to use. That's why our club likes to use it and use this blockchain as a sandbox and have fun with it. And also participate in a lot of the games and other fun stuff. So lots of cool, fun stuff to do on Wax, and that's what we are all about. STAXX.CLUB for life. Thank you for participating. As always, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys joining. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the love and the support. Hit those buttons. Smash them. Subscribe, like, follow. I know everybody says that. I know we've said it. But that's how we grow. That's how we grow the brand. That's how we do this thing. So that's how we're going to continue to grow. All right. Now the last one for the golden hole pack. The gold. This is 15 cards. Let's do a full shill here. Rabbit Hole NFT conglomerate. So just go out to onerabbithole.com. It's a beautiful website they design as well. These guys are professionals. They have done some amazing work. Also, some amazing collaborations with other people, but the conglomerate project was very special and again super underrated. Even the release time of this was kind of inconvenient in my opinion, because it should have got way more traffic than it did. But go out here and read about it. Again, we're searching for the number one Philos off to win the 500 wax, but the collection has so much more stuff in it. These keys that unlock stuff, you can blend different NFTs for rare other NFTs. There's different artwork, collages. You can, just then this is the minimal part of it. There's black and whites in here. The layers and layers and layers. And then the end game is the realism paintings, these real world scenes showing possible connection between magic and the real world. These guys have some pretty amazing things planned for the future as well. So it's very easy to, get behind our friends at Rabbit Hole. So love doing this, love doing the promotion, and loved kind of creating the Philos of hashtag for this promotion as well. So the Rabbit Hole pack has 15 NFTs in it, and we'll get this the wheel spun and get the Twitter winner going right now. So good luck to everybody. Again, thank you for joining. Thank you for all those retweets. Thank you for helping us promote this brand. And also the brands underneath our network, right? And the people we're collaborating with and having fun with. So what it's all about, sharing the good stuff. Gym Life YouTube. Congratulations. All right. We got a big winner. I will look up Gym Life YouTube on Twitter right now. And send you a DM. Congratulations. I've got 24 hours to claim this prize. Really, all you need to do is DM me your Wax wallet to the Goldman Sachs account. If it's not me, one of our associates will check that out and make sure we get that out to you. If you do not claim it, we will do another drawing in 24 hours. So we'll announce that as well. But I'm sure we'll get a claim. We went through all kinds of other stuff tonight. Just been one of those shows where we've really just kind of gone around, done a lap around the internet, looked at some charts, looked at crypto, bounced back and forth, determined that if Bitcoin doesn't catch a bounce here, it's going to fall off the face of the planet. Now, again, don't get too excited right now. This is rangy stuff. It could range out for several more weeks, or months even, right? Who knows? It's a huge market, a lot of tugging factors, a lot of just, things in play now, right? Huge amounts of money. So don't get too caught up. Don't get your head chopped off. As long as we're trading in this range, keep your wits. If you're looking to trade a range, this is really not a bad one. See, a lot of stuff is already rebounding quite a bit tonight from where we were at even this morning or yesterday. Tune in next week, right? That's actually a good point. So we will not be streaming next week. Doc and I are taking a week off. We need it. We're gonna go recharge our batteries and hang out in Fort Lauderdale. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to go just completely off the grid. Maybe we'll send a few pictures and do a couple updates, and obviously checking on everybody and keeping on Telegram there. But we are definitely taking some time off. So if you're looking for Doc and I next week, Fort Lauderdale Beach is where you're gonna want to have. Yeah, it's where you're gonna want to look for us. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the work you do. And man, we got a lot more work to do in the future as well. So we're just getting this party started. Go follow us, please. Go out to the YouTube site as well. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. We're not going anywhere. If you can come join us in Miami, great. If not, make sure to, jump online and follow us as well. That event will be streamed online as well. There's an event coming up in New York. There's stuff planned in Texas. We got all kinds of stuff going on, right? Collaborating with people all across the world. That's what we do. That's what we love doing. That's what we're going to continue doing in the future. I know Sherpa had to jump off. I wanted to just thank him, as always, for joining.
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. I wanted to here. Let me stop my share. I wanted to see your beautiful face up there. There it is. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How are you? What were you doing back there? Do I need to ask you some questions? You got a grin on your face. No, man, I appreciate you joining as always. I appreciate your input. I appreciate your Solana digging too. Like, you actually know a lot about that. You sound like you really know what you're talking about, man.
Sometimes. Off and on.
Appreciate all the questions out there. Shitcoin Sherpa is a legend, guys. Is a legend. So go follow this man. He's on Twitter. Real easy to find. Part of the club, part of the crew. We got some big plans for him too as well. But one step at a time, one brick at a time. We're not gonna burn ourselves out. We're here for the long haul. I love you guys. Love everybody out there in internet land. Doc, thank you for joining us as well, Pat. Take care of yourself. Vic, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. We'll probably do the Tuesday stream when we get back to. And, you know, we'll continue to follow up on all the stuff we have going on with our business partners as well. Sherp, any last words? Any closing arguments? Any people we need to flame or call out before we end this show that has had lots of call outs in it?
I mean, I could think of 20 or so, but to stem the hate mail, probably just end it the same way you end everything in crypto. Do your own research.
Yeah, do your own research. Don't trust, always verify. What other cliches can we put in there? You're real early. We're so early.
We're so early, man.
We're so early. You don't even know how early we are.
Oh God, that kills me so much. If anybody wants to buy soearly.space, I have it. I do own that domain right now. It just redirects to free Ross because that's what happens when you're so early.
Well, we got lots of more cliches for you too. So join us in 2 weeks for more cliches from cryptocurrency. And what else can we put in there? Oh, not your keys, not your coin. Right. Unless it's wax and you're on the cloud wallet and you're arguing with the mayor of Matic. But I digress. No, seriously, I love you guys. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a great day or a great evening. Hit those buttons, ask those questions, hit that feedback for us. If there's something you want Sherp to go digging on, let him know, right? That's what we're here doing. We're doing this stuff anyway. So being interactive with our community and getting that feedback, if there's something you're interested in, then there's probably a good chance that someone else is interested in it. So that's how we grow. That's how we, spread our community, spread our message, and get that brand out there. So we love that stuff. Sherp, I love you too, man. Take care of yourself. Have a good night. All you people out there on the internet, love you guys. We're gonna throw the closing up. Throw a little music up. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. I'm on vacation, so that's going to be another week and a half. But we're not going anywhere, so we'll definitely be right back at you, recharged and ready to rock and roll. Sure. Have a good night, sir.
You too. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Take care, guys.
Is function so her heart beats stronger. She is breathing. Physically drained, but we alleviate the hunger. We are creator, wrestling with our fears like the unknown soldier. We are vanity, separate the demon from the devil inside. Is this insanity? Nerves bound taut by the frequent recollection. We are reasoning, caught between a chance and a realization. Stop us deceiving. Parasitical nature is the human savior. And limitation, fumbling and fussing as with fake behavior. In imitation, hand in mouth, we know the journey was hard. We are soothing. Sleep is the cure for our next generation. We are hoping beyond our biting bitter earth, a kind of solace is found. Can you hear me? Between these intimate strangers, biologically bound. Is this the future? Our expression of love is like an